Welcome to the Fallen Stars of America, where we honor the legacies of legendary figures who shaped our culture. Today, we pay tribute to 5 American icons.
Clem Burke, the legendary drummer whose electrifying beat helped define an era of music and who stood as a living symbol of punk's enduring heart, passed away on April 6, 2025, at the age of 70, leaving an indelible mark not only on the rock world, but on the very soul of music itself. Born Clement Anthony Bozuski on November 24, 1954, in Bayonne, New Jersey, he grew up surrounded by the rhythms of a changing America. As a child, he would tap on tabletops, kitchen counters, anything that made a sound, driven by an instinctive connection to rhythm. What began as simple drumming patterns in his childhood bedroom quickly evolved into something extraordinary, a gift that would later become the heartbeat of one of the most iconic bands in music history, Blondie. From the gritty clubs of New York City's Lower East Side to the bright lights of global arenas, Clem's journey was not just about fame. It was about passion, commitment, and the unshakable belief that music had the power to change the world. When he joined Blondie in the mid-1970s, alongside Debbie Harry, Chris Stein, and other visionaries, they weren't chasing trends. They were creating them. The New York music scene was raw, wild, and rebellious, and Clem's drumming captured that chaos with perfect control. He didn't just keep time, he made the music breathe. His playing was like a living force, tight and technical one moment, wild and unchained the next. On tracks like Dreaming, Clem played with such explosive energy that even studio engineers were stunned, calling it one of the greatest recorded drum performances of its time. But Clem was never one to stay in a box. He wasn't satisfied with just one style, one band, or one chapter. He worked with Iggy Pop, the Eurythmics, Bob Dylan, Pete Townsend, and even the Ramones, performing as Elvis Ramone in a brief but legendary stint. Wherever he went, he brought authenticity. He never tried to steal the spotlight, yet he always ended up commanding it. On stage, he was a blur of motion, arms flying, sweat pouring, drumsticks dancing like magic wands. Offstage, he was calm, reflective, a man who could talk for hours about jazz drummers of the 50s or the way a perfect cymbal crash could change the mood of a song. More than a performer, Clem was a student of music. He studied his craft with reverence and never stopped evolving. His obsession with the technical side of drumming, combined with his street-honed instinct, made him one of the most respected drummers in the world. This dedication led him to co-found the Clem Burke Drumming Project, a collaboration between musicians and scientists that proved what many had suspected, that elite drummers like Clem are on par with top athletes in terms of physical endurance and brain function. This project not only validated the intensity of the work drummers do, it elevated it to a form of art and science. Clem didn't seek accolades, but they came to him anyway. Honorary degrees, awards, and the endless admiration of peers who saw in him the kind of greatness that can't be manufactured. His personal life was equally full of richness and depth. Clem shared a loving, private world with his wife Ellen, his partner and confidant for decades. Their relationship was built on the kind of deep respect that anchors a person in the storm of celebrity. Friends recall how the two would laugh together after shows, hand in hand, reminiscing not about fame or charts, but about moments, quiet dinners in hotel rooms, walks in unfamiliar cities, shared dreams that stretched far beyond stage. Ellen often traveled with Clem, not just as a support, but as a soulmate, the one who knew the man behind the legend. Clem would say that she was his rhythm, the steady beat that kept his life in tune. As news of his passing spread, the music world stopped, stunned, saddened, and deeply grateful. Social media lit up with tributes from fellow musicians, fans, and admirers, all echoing the same message. Clem wasn't just a drummer. He was the soul of a sound, the heart of a movement, and the kind of man who made everyone feel seen. Stories poured in of kindness backstage, of mentoring young drummers, of long, late-night conversations about music and meaning. Many remembered his sense of humor, quick wit, and the sparkle in his eye when talking about the next gig. Even in his later years, Clem remained endlessly curious, always asking, always listening, always pushing himself to be better. Clem's legacy cannot be measured solely in gold records or sold-out tours. It lives in the kid who hears Atomic for the first time and picks up drumsticks with a dream. It lives in the countless artists he inspired to take risks, to mix genres, to trust their gut. It lives in the way his rhythms echo through every Blondie song, driving them forward with urgency and elegance. And perhaps most importantly, it lives in the hearts of those who knew him, not just as a musician, but as a man of integrity, humility, and extraordinary warmth. Today, as we pause to remember Clem Burke, we do so not with silence, but with sound. We play the records, we tap our feet, we let the music fill the space he once occupied. Because that's how Clem would want it. Not with mourning, but with music. He once said that drumming was like breathing to him, something he couldn't live without. And though he is no longer with us, his breath still lingers in every beat, every fill, every thunderous roll. Clem Burke was more than a drummer. He was a force of nature, a keeper of time, and a man whose spirit will forever echo in the rhythm of our hearts. Today, we lost a true legend in the world of music, Johnny Tillotson, a man whose name was synonymous with classic pop hits and the heart of a generation's love stories. His voice, smooth and unmistakable, reverberated through radios across the country, making his songs as much a part of the American landscape as the streets and homes themselves. Johnny's passing marks the end of an era in the music industry, but his legacy is far from over. For those of us who grew up with his songs, who heard his hits on the radio, or perhaps in our parents' or grandparents' records, his music was an essential part of the soundtrack to our lives. The rise of Johnny Tillotson. Johnny Tillotson's story begins in Jacksonville, Florida, where he was born in 1938. Raised in a time when music was an integral part of American culture, he was influenced by the sounds of both country and rhythm and blues, blending them into a style that would eventually define him as an artist. Johnny's first significant break came in the late 1950s, when he was still a student. It was his college years that provided the backdrop for the beginning of his music career. The young man who was originally studying to become a doctor soon found that his true calling was music, and it wasn't long before he signed with the Cadence label. He quickly became known for his smooth, warm vocals, which resonated with listeners from all walks of life. His first major hit, Poetry in Motion, catapulted him to national fame. The song, with its catchy melody and heartfelt lyrics, became a staple of the pop charts in 1960. It was a song that captured the essence of young love, innocent, pure, and beautifully expressed. In many ways, Poetry in Motion encapsulated Johnny's entire career. A blend of simple, yet profound lyrics, paired with a voice that made listeners feel something deeper. A voice that captured hearts. What made Johnny Tillotson's voice so special? It wasn't just the technical aspects, though his vocal control was impeccable, but the way he was able to convey emotion. His songs weren't simply tunes, they were stories, lived experiences encapsulated in melody. For fans, it was impossible not to feel his music in their own hearts. Whether you were hearing Talk Back Trembling Lips on a summer night, or Why Do I Love You on a rainy afternoon, there was an emotional connection that Johnny's voice could forge effortlessly. His voice had a sincerity to it, an honesty that resonated with listeners. You could tell Johnny was singing from the heart, and it was this authenticity that made him relatable to so many. His vocal timbre, smooth yet powerful, conveyed emotions so vividly that it felt as though he was singing directly to the listener. In a time when pop music was beginning to evolve, Johnny's voice provided a constant, a familiar and reassuring presence in an ever-changing world. The impact of his songs. As Johnny's career continued to grow, so did his catalog of iconic songs. Talk Back Trembling Lips, a poignant ballad about the heartache of unspoken words, was a massive hit and cemented Johnny's place in music history. But it wasn't just the ballads that caught the public's attention. Johnny was a versatile artist, able to transition from the sweet serenade of a love song to the infectious rhythm of an upbeat tune with ease. His ability to switch between emotions, from the pain of lost love to the joy of new beginnings, made his music relatable to nearly everyone. His success wasn't confined to the United States. Johnny's influence spread internationally, with his songs gaining popularity in Europe and beyond. His ability to craft songs that touched on universal themes, such as love, heartbreak, and longing, made him a global artist. The personal side of Johnny Tillotson. Though Johnny was known for his public persona, those who knew him personally often spoke of his down-to-earth nature and humble demeanor. He never let fame get to his head, and he remained grounded throughout his career. His love for his fans was evident in the way he interacted with them. He would often take time after concerts to speak with those who had come to see him, answering questions and offering a smile, always grateful for their support. His kindness was a reflection of the person he was, genuine, approachable, and incredibly dedicated to his craft. A timeless legacy. Even after the peak of his career in the 1960s, Johnny continued to produce music and perform for decades. He remained a favorite among his fans, always delivering performances that showcased his timeless voice and enduring passion for music. But Johnny Tillotson's legacy isn't just confined to his music. It's also found in the impact he had on future generations of artists. His ability to tell stories through song, to connect with listeners on an emotional level, influenced countless musicians who came after him. His style was unmistakable, and his ability to capture the essence of human emotion in a few minutes of music was something that many aspired to, but few could replicate. As we reflect on his passing today, it's important to remember that Johnny Tillotson's music will never truly fade. It will continue to be a part of our lives, passed down through the generations, reminding us of the beauty of love, the pain of heartache, and the joy of living. His songs, which have already stood the test of time, will continue to speak to us in ways that words alone cannot. Johnny's music lives on. While Johnny Tillotson may no longer walk among us, his music will live on in a way that few artists can ever hope to achieve. His songs have become more than just records. They are pieces of history, snapshots of a time in our lives that we hold dear. For anyone who has ever listened to Poetry in Motion, Talk Back Trembling Lips, or Without You, Johnny's music will remain a source of comfort, joy, and nostalgia. In many ways, Johnny's music represents the very best of pop music, simple yet profound, heartfelt yet relatable, and timeless in every way. As his fans continue to play his songs, those songs will continue to bring joy to new generations, ensuring that Johnny's legacy remains intact for years to come. A final goodbye. As we bid farewell to Johnny Tillotson, we can take solace in the fact that his work will never be forgotten. We can continue to listen to his music, share his songs with others, and reflect on the many ways his voice has impacted our lives. In the end, that's the true mark of an artist. Their ability to leave behind something lasting, something that will continue to resonate long after they're gone. Johnny's passing is a reminder of the fragility of life, but also of the power of music to transcend time and space. His voice will forever echo in the hearts of those who knew him through his music, and for that, we can be thankful. Rest in peace, Johnny Tillotson. Your voice may be silent now, but your songs will continue to be sung for generations to come. Today, the world mourns the passing of one of the most influential figures in musical theater, William Finn. He leaves behind a legacy that has shaped Broadway and the hearts of countless fans and artists. Known for his work as a composer and lyricist, Finn had an incredible ability to express the complexities of human emotion through music and lyrics, creating shows that were both powerful and personal. His songs told stories of love, identity, and the human condition, often drawing from his own experiences, making his work resonate deeply with audiences. With each production, he invited us into his world, offering vulnerability and authenticity in a way that few could match. William Finn's most notable work, Falsettos, became a cultural touchstone in the world of theater. The musical, which originally debuted in the late 1980s, explored themes of family, relationships, and the LGBTQ+ experience, at a time when such subjects were rarely discussed on stage. It broke barriers, blending humor with heartbreaking moments of truth. Finn's ability to create complex characters who navigated their flaws and vulnerabilities with honesty and humor was revolutionary. His work was more than just entertainment. It was a mirror to the challenges and joys of the human experience, and it left an imprint on all who encountered it. Finn's career was marked by his distinctive voice and unwavering commitment to telling stories that mattered. Shows like March of the Falsettos, In Trousers, and A New Brain displayed his talent for blending sharp wit with deep emotion. The music of William Finn is more than just catchy tunes. It is rich with emotional depth, revealing the intricacies of relationships, struggles, and triumphs. His work was characterized by its sincerity. There were no pretensions, just real, raw storytelling, which is why his songs continue to be performed and cherished decades after their original premieres. Beyond the stage, Finn was a mentor, a friend, and an inspiration to many. He was not only a creator of musicals, but also a teacher and a voice for those who often felt left out or unrepresented. His work became a beacon for people looking to find themselves in the arts, especially for those within the LGBTQ+ community. Finn's openness about his own experiences, including his battle with health struggles, made him a figure of resilience and strength. He taught us that it's okay to be imperfect, to have flaws, and to embrace who we are, regardless of society's expectations. As we reflect on the incredible body of work William Finn leaves behind, it's impossible to ignore how much he meant to the world of musical theater. His contributions were not just artistic. They were transformative, both for Broadway and for the wider world. His music gave a voice to the voiceless and a platform for stories that demanded to be heard. As his songs continue to echo through theaters and in the hearts of audiences, we are reminded of the lasting impact he had on shaping modern musical theater. Today, as we say goodbye to William Finn, we remember the depth of his art, the brilliance of his music, and the courage he displayed in every work he created. His legacy is far more than just the shows he wrote. It's the lasting influence he's had on the world around him. The stories he told and the music he wrote will continue to inspire and move us for generations to come. William Finn's passing is a tremendous loss, but his work will forever remain with us. Thank you, William Finn, for sharing your extraordinary talent and your heart with the world. You will never be forgotten.